We're going to take our blanket or our bath towels or what have you. We're going to place it down, rolled up enough that we can create a little boost for our seat. And then find an easy posture. And in yoga, this cross-legged position is called sukhasana. In Sanskrit, it literally means easy, easy pose. But I feel like it's wildly misleading because we can't spend a lot of time seated in this posture without eventually the low back talking to us, maybe our hip flexors in the front talking to us. And through yoga and somatics, we really want to be in control of where we are sending and feeling and building sensation. So easy pose, sitting cross-legged. It can look like this, giving your feet some space, one in front of the other, space for the belly, right? And as you do this, it brings ease to the low back. The higher your blanket is, the bigger your bolster underneath your sits bones, the more ease it will bring to the low back, tilting the pelvic bowl, helping align all of those low vertebra, the lumbar vertebra, so that we can sit here for a while. So find your version of easy pose in your body. I'm going to do one leg in front of the other here. And then I'm going to scoot forward on my blanket until I feel like I'm sitting on the edge of it, almost like you're sitting on the edge of your seat. And what that does is that sensation of sitting on the edge of your seat is your sits bones catching the edge of your bolster or your blanket and helping to further tilt the pelvic bowl. So a lot of cool stuff happening just hanging out here in our seat this morning. A lot of interesting things to notice in the body. And you might try this move later through the week without a blanket and see how much of a difference it really makes. But this morning, we'll start out, as we start all yoga and somatic sessions, by grounding ourselves in the present moment. So from a comfortable seat, allow your gaze to soften or your eyes to close, and your awareness to gently settle inward inside the body. And you might do this by first noticing your breath in your body, noticing your natural inhales and exhales exactly as they are. No changes needed. No judgment or assessment required. We're just here to notice our inhales and our exhales. Where do you feel your inhales as you draw in air, as the body expands and stretches? What portions of your body move with that inhale? So focusing on your inhales, letting them come easy. Maybe you notice that it's the chest and the shoulders that expand or rise with your breath. Maybe it's your belly. Maybe it's a little bit of everything, the whole of your body expanding as you inhale, relaxing and releasing as you exhale. Beautiful. From here, we leave the breath to explore the rest of our physical body. Is there anywhere right now that you feel a sensation of tightness or aching? Is there any portion of your physical body or portions of your physical body that aren't feeling relaxed and at ease this morning? We take a moment just to acknowledge. As an example, I'll tell you that my shoulder blades, beneath my shoulder blades, my rib cage, there is some tightness there. And it can be from how you slept. It can be from big emotions. And then let's see if we can imagine sending our breath to that area or areas of sensation. And as you inhale, imagine a flood of air, of oxygen, flowing down into that area of the body, filling it up, stretching, relieving. And then as you exhale, imagine that part of your body melting and releasing. Inhale, send your breath to any areas of sensation, of tightness, of ache. As you exhale, release all effort and invite that portion of your body to melt. And in somatics, whether or not you feel the breath move into these areas of the body or not, simply imagining this happening in your body is a powerful way to retrain our mind and our nervous system and bring ease to those physical areas of tension and sensation. All right, I've got a crazy cat in the background, so I apologize if that's distracting. We're gonna get into a little face yoga to warm up the cervical spine. So when you're ready, blink your eyes open. We're gonna extend our chin up towards the ceiling until we feel the front portion of our neck grow tight. These are the platysma muscles here that run from the jaw down to the collarbone. They attach to the muscles all along the bottom of the face, but specifically around the mouth. And when we spend a lot of time looking down at phones, computers, TV, books, these muscles shorten over time. We've trained them to shorten. And so spending time like this, actively pressing the chin towards the ceiling, not so hard that we're causing pain or an ache, but just enough to feel the tightness along the front of the throat. We release these muscles, we bring length where they've shortened. When you're ready, bring the head back down to a neutral position. If you have a lot of tightness in the neck, you might feel that all the way up in the jaw. So it can feel good to just move the face. I always say it's a ee-ow, right? Moving the mouth, ee-ow. You don't have to make noises, but that's the basic shape of the mouth to fully stretch the mouth and jaw after that movement. Ee-ow. Explore how big the jaw and mouth can get. Yeah. Beautiful. Let the face relax. Release any effort from the jaw and the tongue. And one more time, we're going to press our chin up towards the ceiling until we feel the tautness in the front of the throat. And then see if you can't breathe any ease into the belly here as you do. We don't want to hold our breath or let it shallow. And then keeping that active, gentle pressure, this chin towards the ceiling, we're going to let our right ear gently roll over towards our right shoulder, keeping that pressure upwards in the chin. Just about as far as our right ear can easily roll over to that shoulder. And as you do this, you might notice that the tension along the front of the neck has now traveled into the left side of the neck. So all along the left side of the jaw, we're feeling this tension. This is beautiful if you grind your teeth, if you clench your teeth or chew a lot of gum. We forget about our face when we work out. We forget about our face when we love on our bodies and move. How necessary it is. All right, when you're ready, keeping that tautness in the chin pressed directly up, we're going to roll the head back up to a more neutral position. Beautiful. And then gently roll it to the opposite side, left ear towards left shoulder. Feel the tension travel over to the right side of the neck. And you might even just take the right side of your jawline and start gently pressing it towards the ceiling to intensify that sensation if it feels good. Bringing ease to the jaw and the tongue here. We're not clenching our teeth. Just letting that right side of the neck strengthen and lengthen. All right. Keeping that chin pressed upward, roll the head back to neutral, and then we're gonna lower the head back down. Fantastic. It might feel good to do some more eows here. That's a lot of work for the jaw. Yeah, beautiful. We can all look silly together. We'll reverse this motion now, and instead of pressing the chin up, we're going to gently let the forehead weight down. So slowly lowering your gaze down towards the floor, we're imagining the back of the neck growing long, the vertebra on the back of the neck, finding space and length as the forehead grows heavy. We're not particularly tucking the chin in towards the chest, so much as we are just relaxing through the length of the back of the neck as the forehead grows heavy. See if you can bring ease to your jaw and your cheeks here. Can you relax your shoulders down away from your ears as the forehead continues to grow heavy, bringing length to the back of the neck? Beautiful. On an inhale, slowly bring your gaze up to neutral. Wonderful. On an exhale, you're going to lower your gaze right back down, keeping that length along the back of the neck. Again, we're not tucking our chin into towards our chest. We're just letting the forehead start to grow heavy here. Beautiful. Bringing as much length into the back of the neck as feels good. And then keeping that length, keeping the forehead heavy here. You're going to gently roll your right ear over towards that right shoulder. So I'm keeping my neck still. Ooh, just gently rolling that right ear over to the right shoulder. You might feel the tension along the back of the neck shift into the right side of the neck, the right shoulder. Again, we bring ease to the jaw and the tongue. Letting those shoulders melt down towards the earth. And then we'll let the head roll back down, gaze down to neutral. Again, once more, we feel that length running up the back of the neck, vertebra growing long here, space between each of them. And then when you're ready, keeping that weight in the head, we're going to roll our left ear over towards that left shoulder. Feel the tension along the back of the neck travel over into the right side of the neck, the right shoulder. See if you can bring ease and length to the right side of the neck. See if you can let that right shoulder relax any further towards the earth here. And then when you're ready, rolling the head right back down, finding that tautness again along the length of the neck, the back of the neck. Letting the forehead hang heavy one last time. And then on an inhale of your choice, slowly raise the head up until it's floating above the shoulders in ease. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. From here, we'll find some seated cat-cows. I like to use my palms on my thighs or my knees as a brace. And we're really going to embrace this flexion and extension that we learned with the neck here. So on an exhale, let the forehead hang heavy or become heavy. Let the back of the neck grow long. For finding ourselves here one more time. Now I'm going to tuck my tailbone up towards my belly button. So begin to find this curl in the low back. And it can help sometimes to pull the belly button in towards the spine For some people, that feedback is nice. For others, not so much. But we're really finding, I'll turn to my side, this rounded shape in the body. Tailbone tucks up towards the belly button. I'm lengthening through the low back, just like through the back of the neck. I'm feeling space between the lumbar vertebra. And then keeping this curl in the low back, see if you can send your breath into your spine to create length. As you inhale, you send your breath to any areas of tightness along the spine and invite ease and release here. Beautiful. On an inhale, we'll release and we'll rise up into a neutral seat. And then we're going to find our seated cow. So just like we were with the neck, we're going to press our chin up towards the ceiling, feeling that tautness, the tightness, and the platysma muscles in the front of the throat. And then from here, I like to brace my hands on my thighs or my knees. And I'm going to pull forward with my hands as I find an arch in my low back. So finding that arch in the low back, the belly comes forward, the heart center presses forward, maybe even the heart rising towards the sky if that feels good. But we're just keeping that arch in the low back. Begin to breathe into the low belly here. On your next inhale, send your breath into the low belly. Feel it expand and fill. Beautiful. On an exhale, come back to a neutral spine. We'll move here with our breath now that we've really explored the fullness of this seated cat and cow. So on an inhale, chin presses towards the ceiling, heart center presses forward, belly comes forward. Exhale, curl the spine. The forehead hangs heavy here, finding length in the back of the neck, length in the low back as we tuck the tailbone up towards the belly button. And then on an inhale, coming forward into cow. Really using those hands to pull the heart center forward if that feels good. Moving at the pace of your own breath, letting it be juicy and deep. Maybe you take 2 rounds of breath for each single movement. There's no right or wrong way to do this, as long as we are fully experiencing how the sensations shift in the body as we gently move back and forth. Beautiful. On an exhale, find an easy, neutral spine. We've done some flexion and extension. We're going to do some lateral movement of the spine before we move into the hips. We don't have a lot of time, so I wish this class was an hour. You'll have to join me Monday morning. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up, really pressing through the fingertips as you do. Exhale, palms together towards the heart center. We're just warming up the shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms out, really pressing out through those fingertips. Exhale, palms towards the heart center. And I like to press my palms together as I bring them down for that sensory feedback. Once more. Moving with your own breath. This time, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. And we're going to interlace our fingers in temple mudra. Temple mudra is when we interlace our fingers and then we leave our pointer fingers pointed out. And to find some lateral movement in the spine, on an inhale, we're going to grow long, pressing through those pointer fingers. Exhale, keeping that length, we're going to lean towards the right. And we're not seeing how far we can lean so much as how much length can we bring to the left side of the body. And I like to take my right hand and gently pull my left arm as I lean, feeling that length in the left side of the body, really grounding down through those sits bones, feeling strong in your seat here. And then we'll take a moment to breathe. And you might play again with this idea of sending your breath into the lengthened side of your body, seeing if on an inhale, you can use the breath to grow long, and on an exhale, can you bring any ease here? On an inhale, rise up. It's a lot of work. Exhale, let the shoulders melt away from the ears for just a moment. The neck stays long. Inhale, create length through the whole of the body, pressing through those pointed fingers. Exhale, we lean towards the left, only as much as to find length on the right side of the body. And we hold and breathe. And again, maybe your breath is sending length into the right side of the body with each inhale. See if you can bring ease to your face and your jaw as you do this. So often when we're exerting pressure or, effort, or learning something new, we clench our face, our muscles, we shallow or hold our breath. So through this practice, we actively counteract those things, rewiring our brain, our nervous system, our breath. On an inhale of your choice, rise up. As you exhale, release the hands, again pressing out through the fingertips as you slowly lower them down by your sides. Beautiful. The spine is nice and warm. Our hips are nice and warm. From here, we'll move into a 90-90, and we're going to do some somatic rib releasing, which is also going to address the hips at the same time. It's pretty magnificent. So for 90-90, I start in staff pose always, just stretching the legs out in front of me, gently pressing through the heels as I flex my toes towards my body. And then for this, I'm going to start with my left leg behind me and my right leg in front. So I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to swing it all the way out towards the right till I have this 90-degree angle-ish between my legs. I'm going to take my front right leg, bend at the knee, and place it in front of me. I'm going to take my my back left leg, and you might leave it here, right? Because this is already a decent amount of work for our hips, especially this inner area. But if you would like to take it into a 90-90 in the back leg as well, you're going to bend that back knee behind you. So you have a 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees-ish, right? We're choosing our comfort always. And let me tell you, 90-90, can be hard on this hip, this leg that's pointed behind us. So to bring some ease, grab that blanket beneath you. We're going to pull it out from underneath this left hip and place it underneath our right hip. So whichever leg is in front, take your blanket, place it up underneath that hip alone. And then once more, we find this posture a little more ease, knowing that at any point you can extend that back leg if you would like. So you're the boss of your body. From here, we're just going to find length in our spine. So on an inhale, we're going to draw energy up from the earth through our pelvis, along the length of our spine and out the top of our head. As we exhale, we're going to let our shoulders melt away from our ears. So once more, inhale, drawing that energy up through the body, finding that length. Exhale, melt the shoulders, keep the length, but let it be a little easy. All right, from here, we're going to do a big twist in the opposite direction of where our toes are pointed. So for me, it's going to be turning towards the right, and I'm going to make it slow and easy for the purposes of somatics. I'm going to plant my right hand over towards the right, kind of in alignment with my right hip. And then I'm going to slowly turn in the direction of that right hand. And I want to bring my rib cage with me. And sometimes the belly here can be a barrier for the top of this thigh. So I like to grab it, bring it on top, take it with me, right? Take the belly with me. And you might be resting that left hand atop this thigh for this twist. You might make it all the way down, planting both hands on the mat, but know that we want to stick with a sensation that can bring curiosity, that has a little ease to it. because we're going to spend some time exploring here. So whether your hand is on your thigh, whether it's on the mat, notice how a deep breath down into the belly feels in the body. Notice where you feel tightness along the spine, in the rib cage, in the shoulders. Knowing that in this posture, the breath alone offers us so much stretch, so much release. Beautiful. From wherever you are, we'll once more lift that left hand up. And this time, this is where the rib cage movement comes in for somatics. I'm going to take my left hand at the level of my shoulder and leave it palm down. So this seems silly, right? But I promise there is a method to our madness here. So just like this, I'm taking this left hand and placing it across my chest. My fingertips maybe are touching near-ish my left shoulder, like I'm karate chopping myself here. And then I'm going to focus my awareness on the tip of my elbow and use it to press my elbow in the same direction as the fingertips of my right hand. So I'm pressing my elbow this way, ooh, which really invites the rib cage even further into this movement. And you might hang out here for a few breaths, really pressing through that elbow. You might feel this all the way up in that left shoulder, the shoulder blade. And then if you'd like, finding some movement with the breath. On an inhale, we're going to open up. We're going to pull that left elbow back towards the wall behind us. So my arm stays here this whole time. As I exhale, I'm going to come back into this twist, pressing my elbow forward. So inhale, rolling out of the twist, elbow presses back behind me. Exhale, roll forward, back into this twist, really pressing through that elbow. Let's do this 3 more times. If we struggle with tightness, stress, strain that we carry in between our shoulder blades and our mid-upper back, this is going to release and begin to relieve that. Beautiful. When you're ready, drop that left hand down, walk the hands back up towards the body. Let's release from this. This is a lot of work for our hips. So take a moment, coming back into that staff pose. I'm going to bring this blanket out from underneath my hip. Settle back into staff pose. We're going to find this on the opposite side of the body. Swinging that right leg out towards the right. My left leg in front, bending that knee 90-ish degrees. Either keeping this leg extended or bending the back knee 90-ish. Placing that blanket up underneath the hip of that front leg, if that feels good. I'm bringing a little ease to this outer hip area. And then from here, again, an inhale brings length. An exhale releases the shoulders from the ears. Inhale, bring length. Exhale, plant that left hand out to the side in alignment-ish with that left hip. I say ish because it's our bodies, right? I would rather you choose what feels good and curious to you than do exactly what I say and feel discomfort or pain. So this right hand planted on the knee, we begin to twist from the rib cage. Noticing maybe how this side feels in comparison with the other side of the body. I will tell you right now, I don't know that I can even plant my right hand. So I'm going to honor my physical form today by doing exactly what my body is asking me to do, by just simply using my right hand as a brace here. Breathing into this twist, taking deep breaths into the belly, maybe even into the heart center. Noticing how those deep breaths Stretch and move the muscles in the rib cage, the spine, the belly. And then we'll begin to move. So finding that karate chop over that left shoulder, focusing on the elbow. I'm going to press through my elbow the same direction as the fingertips of my left hand here. So both pressing towards my left. And then on an inhale of my choice, I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to pull my elbow back behind me. Only as far as I can go, keeping that arm exactly where it is. Just gentle movement with the breath. Do this twice more. Beautiful. On an inhale, rise up. Let's release this blanket from beneath us. We're going to make our way onto our bellies face down. And it can feel good if you've got a tummy to take a towel or a blanket and roll it up and place it underneath the pelvis. You might find that you enjoy this. You might find that it's a no thank you, but you choose your adventure. Feel free to experiment. I pull my belly in front of that rolled towel or that rolled blanket. And then we're going to find ourselves in a supported crocodile. And crocodile looks like this. I just imagine sometimes I'm laying in a summer field, one arm on top of the other or one hand on top of the other above the head, elbows bent, and you're going to rest your forehead on your hands. And sometimes I like to make fists and then rest my forehead. So find what feels good. Maybe you remove the blanket from under the pelvis. Maybe you enjoy that sensory feedback. But just find yourself here. This beautiful posture of laying down allows us to feel our heart center, our chest pressed down into the earth. It's a wonderful grounding sensation. A beautiful time to connect with the earth beneath us, which science shows us is a wonderful way to regulate our nervous system and find ease. So as you breathe here, see if you can relax the feet. Feel the tops of your feet nestled into the earth. Bring as much space and width to the legs as feels good to just let them rest in ease. Let your pelvis melt down onto the blanket or the floor, along with your belly and your heart center. This isn't our usual way to end practice, but we're going to do it right here in this posture. If you've joined me for class today, it's a special day. Not only is today a new moon, but it also falls our new moon on the same day as a solar eclipse, the moon passing between the earth and the sun. So as you breathe here, noticing with each breath your heart center connecting more deeply with the earth beneath you, you might take a moment to reflect on what the new moon and solar eclipse have to offer you. And in yogic practice, we use the cycles of the moon as a reminder, as another layer of awareness. And traditionally, new moons are a blank slate. The sky is dark at night. We get to set aside anything holding us back, letting go of any beliefs that no longer serve us. And in the following days, use that new energy that we've collected from our release of those things to move forward or to hold space for understanding our needs and following through with them. So this new moon solar eclipse energy today is specifically asking you if there's anything, any beliefs that you have specifically that are holding you back. Maybe they're beliefs around your worthiness, capabilities. Maybe you struggle with perfectionism. Maybe you don't know specifically what beliefs you would like to let go of, but you are still here looking for freedom and release. Beautiful. Take a moment, feeling your heart center connect with the earth on your inhale. And as you exhale, begin to release from your body those beliefs that no longer serve you. Begin to release from your body those things that hold you back, that make you small, that have fooled you into believing that you're less than. With each exhale, release them from your body down into the earth. You might imagine it like a black smoke leaving your lungs, pouring down into the earth beneath you to be dissipated into nothingness. This is not too much for the earth to handle. It gladly accepts those things that you slough off, that you let go of, to create space for freedom and joy and rest. You create space to own your own wholeness, your incredible worthiness. And you might lay here for a few more moments, continuing to exhale anything from your body that you would like, anything from your heart, your mind. And then when you're ready, settling into ease here. Feeling the whole of the front of the body press down into the earth. Relaxing any effort in the cheeks or the lips, your tongue and your jaw. Letting the belly find ease as the low back melts. Your thighs, your knees, your calves, all releasing effort. Be here in stillness. Now you can remain here for as long as you like. When you're ready, I invite you to roll over on the left or right side of the body, removing that blanket from beneath the pelvis if it's still there, and taking a moment on the side body to just soak in any sensations from your practice that you want to take with you. Maybe you find an ease in your breath. Maybe the body feels relaxed and long. Maybe you're just feeling powerful from showing up for yourself today. Let all of that goodness soak in the beauty of you showing up for you, doing the incredible hard work of exploring, engaging, and releasing, not with just our physical body, but with our energy body, with our emotional body. The work you do here is powerful and potent. And the more often you meet yourself in this place, the more it compounds. When you're ready, you might press yourself up into an easy seated posture, or you might still be laying on your belly. You get to choose. But we'll end our practice today by taking a moment. If you like, you might bring the palms together at the heart center. You might take a gentle bow in the head. We end practice by thanking ourselves for showing up. Just take a moment. And if it feels weird to thank yourself, imagine you're thanking a friend for making space for you, for taking time for you. What a beautiful thing. As you move into this new moon energy, don't forget to take time for letting go, for releasing those beliefs that no longer serve you. And the truth is, releasing them once doesn't just suddenly make them go away. So each time that they crop up, if you find them creeping up into your mind, into your body, into your heart, come back to the breath. And again, with each exhale, imagine releasing them from your body, that black smoke dissipating into the air, into nothingness. A beautiful tool of release. Thank you for practicing with me today. The light and the dark in me see the light and the dark in you, and it's beautiful.